This is Gene Montrastelli, and welcome to the Tapping Q&A podcast, recorded live to tape from Williamsburg in Brooklyn. This is episode 276, originally aired June 28, 2017. Hi, everyone. I hope this finds you well wherever you are and whatever time of day you're getting a chance to listen to this. Thanks for spending some time with me today. Today, we're going to spend some time talking about and tapping for those times that we think we should be doing something better than we actually are, and we're holding ourselves to a pretty high standard. Before we do that, two quick things. First of all, if you have not done so already, we have a free 10-part guide on how you can use tapping to eliminate self-sabotage. There's audios, there's videos, there's instructions, there's tapping scripts, all sorts of great stuff. All you need to do is go to tappingqa.com, click on the big blue button. If you happen to be listening to this right now in the website up in the right-hand column, there's a big blue button up there. Every few days, we will send you another part so you're not overwhelmed, but we're actually giving you a little information at a time so that you can start taking the action that you want every single day. The other announcement is a big shout out to everybody who has been a supporter of the podcast. We appreciate it. You can do the same by going to tappingqa.com/support. So where this podcast this week comes from, like many of the podcasts, is it comes from a conversation that I was having with one of my clients, someone who I work with every single week and someone who I really enjoy having conversations with because she's so thoughtful about her own personal work and what she's trying to do and moving forward. And so she'd asked me a very specific question, and we even talked about it a few podcasts ago about how do you tap for something in the moment when you're super overwhelmed. And so I taught her the little tool, which you can go back and you can listen to. But after I taught her the tool, I said, now you have to promise me one thing. She said, what's that? I said, you have to promise me that in the future, when you don't use this tool, you don't beat yourself up. And she kind of laughed because she knew what I was talking about. She, like me, and I know this is true because I come from the exact same place. At a certain point when you know how to do something, you expect that you are always going to do that thing every single time and you're going to do it perfectly. And so when we're taught a new tool, like how to tap in a really big emotional state, then we expect every single moment from this point forward, we're going to do it absolutely perfectly. And there's two reasons that this isn't going to happen. The first reason is, as we are adding new tools, they're not habits yet. And so there's going to be a while before we start reaching for the new useful tool instead of the old habit. The second reason why that you're never going to do it perfectly in the future is because, like me, you are human, and therefore you are not perfect. And so these mistakes are going to happen. It is good that we look at the past and we try and learn from it. It is good that we hold ourselves accountable for the choices that we make and the consequences of the choices. It is unhelpful to continually beat ourselves up because we are not perfect. Because there's a difference between taking accountability for your mistake and being in a situation where you are beating yourself because you didn't do it perfectly. Those are really different things. And so today what we're going to do is we're going to do a little tap along for those times in which you have not done things perfectly and you're able to take responsibility for that, learn from that, and not beat yourself up too much. And if you are listening to this, you are not perfect, and you should be tapping right now. So take a nice big deep breath for me. Take another big deep breath and just tap on the karate chop point as you do that. And so now what I want you to do is just move from tapping point to tapping point, repeating after me. I recognize the fact that I am not perfect. I recognize the fact that I am going to make mistakes. And even though I can intellectually accept that fact, there is a part of me that does not want to accept that. There is a part of me that thinks I need to get it right. Especially when I have the skills. Especially when I know what to do. And when I don't use the skills that I have, there is a part of me that decides to beat me up. There is a part of me that needs to let me know that I am wrong. There's a part of me that wants to punish me for this mistake. And I appreciate the fact that there is a part of me that wants to hold me to a very high standard. I appreciate the fact that there is a part of me that wants me to make the best choice possible. I also recognize the fact that this part is overfunctioning. That this part works way too hard. That this part believes if it beats me up for making a bad mistake, that I will then make good choices in the future. And I know this isn't the case. I know beating me up is not helpful. I know chastising myself is not useful. And so I give myself permission to be easy with myself. I give myself permission to be gentle with myself. I give myself permission to be kind to myself. There is a part of me that finds this unacceptable. There is a part of me that believes I'm taking the easy way out. There is a part of me that thinks that when I am easy with myself, what I'm really doing is giving myself an excuse to make more mistakes. When I am easy with myself, I still take responsibility for my past choices. When I am gentle with myself, I am still taking responsibility for the consequences of my choices. When I am easy with myself, I am still deciding to learn the lessons of the past. Learning from my past is useful. Learning from my past is instructive. Beating myself up for bad choices is destructive. I give myself permission to not be perfect. And I can be not perfect and still strive to do my best. I give myself permission to be easy with myself. Knowing that being easy with myself is not letting myself off easy. When I learn from my past without beating myself up, It is the fastest way to transformation. And it is the fastest way to crafting new habits. Nice big deep breath. I have a feeling that this is one you're going to want to go back to a time or two again. Maybe even right now, put it into your rotation, take a little time tapping for it each morning. If you are not a fan of using the audios, in the website below the player, I'm actually pointing down as if you can see where I'm pointing. Below the player, you can see a printed out script. If you download the Tapping Q&A app, which is available at tappingqandapodcast.com, it's available for both Android and Apple devices. Inside of the app, if you click on the text button across the top, what it will do is it will give you all of the tap along scripts that we have transcribed from these audios, so that if you're ever in a situation where you can't listen to the audio or you don't want to listen to the audio and you just want to read the scripts, you have access to it. I was looking at the app today and I think this is the 23rd tapping script. So it's absolutely free to have this little tapping library to take with you. So tappingqandapodcast.com, download the app. You'll have access to all the audio, all the scripts. If you have a topic that you'd like me to cover in the future, either interviewing someone, teaching about, or tapping along to, please let me know. Gene, Gene, at tappingqanda.com. If you click on the contact link up above, you can send me an email or a voicemail right through the website. Inside the app, you can do the exact same thing. Just click on contact. You can send me an email from inside of the app. I always appreciate those. You can even call and leave a voicemail directly from the app as well. Make sure you check out our archive, tappingqandapodcast.com. We're closing in on 350 free podcasts, including the full episodes, the bonus episodes, the two-part episodes. They're all there just waiting for you. It would be foolish for you to miss out on this amazing free tapping resource. If you know someone in your life who could use the audio that we shared today, please be our ambassador. Pass it along to them. You don't need to spam your inbox and send it to everybody in the world. But if there's a person or two that you know who could use this, please pass it along. For the Tapping Q&A podcast, this is Gene Montrestelli. I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you real soon. Bye-bye. The Tapping Q&A podcast is copyright Gene Montrestelli, Tapping Q&A 2016. All views expressed by guests are those of the guests and not necessarily of Gene Montrestelli or Tapping Q&A.